Hello and welcome. I'm Katrina Pratt Roebuck, and I am the founder and CEO of Uplifme. Uplifme is a national resource hub that provides information on social service events happening across the country that addresses social determinants of health. We also highlight the great work of organizations across Philadelphia. So today I have with me Daryl Bundridge, who is the Senior Vice President and Executive Director of City Year Philadelphia. Daryl, welcome and thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Katrina. It is great to see you and to spend some time with you today.
Thank you. So I will go right into the questions. And my first question for you is tell us about City Year and the work that you do.
Sure. Well, City Year is short for City Year Philadelphia. We are one of 29 organizations, part of a national 501c3 AmeriCorps program based out of Boston. And so we're a nonprofit that is focused on achieving educational equity in under-resourced schools and communities. So we have about 150 18 to 25-year-olds, AmeriCorps members, who we also call student success coaches, because they are focused on supporting students in the elementary, middle, and high school space through academic tutoring, through social emotional learning and mentoring. And they're in the schools all day, every day, 11 months out of the year, partnering with teachers, administrators, counselors, and others to create a positive school environment and to create academic success and support of academic success for the students.
Okay, can you talk a little bit about the folks that are in the school? So you said they're 18 to 25 years old. How are they paired with schools? And are they paired with schools and classes or with children individually? How does that work?
Yes. So I would say it's all of the above. So first of all, we go to schools in teams. We believe and we've seen the impact when we send in a team of folks, usually no smaller than 6, to do work in the schools. What we look at are some of the school's needs and the skills of the students. So we're looking at, are there prior experiences, if they have them, with younger students or older students? What languages do they speak, and how does that align with the needs of the school? Are they from the communities that they are serving in, and how might that be helpful? Various other factors. What experiences might they have in terms of enrichment activities and other things that would align with student interests? So all of those things go into the mix. We also look at having a combination of high school grads, folks who might have had some experience with college, and then those who've graduated. We look at cultural diversity of racial and cultural identities, gender identity, and that age range, and to really bring together the mix of folks from the teams or who make the teams. We also look at a combination of folks who are local to and grew up in the city of Philadelphia, those who might come from the surrounding area, and those are who from other parts of the country.
And how are schools selected for your services?
So it's an interesting process in that we have more schools interested in having City Year than we have folks to serve in them. So when we sit down to have a conversation with the school, the first conversation is with the principal to really understand what is their vision for the school, what are their strengths, what are the needs for growth or improvement, what have they put in place to address those needs, and how might we come in and accentuate or supplement what's being in place versus where we will bring things that are new and don't currently exist. From there, those conversations spread to school staff in terms of some teachers and other school leaders being involved, counselors, assistant principals, and what have you. And then we make a determination through the school tour and also look at the funding aspect of it, because schools do contribute a certain portion of the cost of having a team through their school budgets that are then usually supported within Philadelphia School District by the central office. So it's a combination of all those factors together, in addition to looking at this performance data of the school. We will never serve in a magnet school or special admit schools. We are generally in neighborhood schools that have shown through the data that the resources that they have are not sufficient to help make the strides they need. And so we are there to provide additional support.
Okay, and can you talk a little bit about what that support is? What type of activities do the city or teams provide?
Yes, so it's a range and it goes from school-wide types of things down to individual student services. So in a school-wide sense, one of the things that our teams do are there to greet the students and staff in the mornings as they're coming into schools. We simply call it morning greeting, and it can be as creative or as having music and costumes and outfits that they're there meeting the kids in, or it could be more low key with high fives and general hellos and checking in about homework and how people are showing up that morning. It really varies. From there, some of the school-wide activities might include partnering with the school to plan various events like a fall fun day or a preparation for standardized testing. Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Mhm.
Trivia event or a school dance. Just some of the things that, quite frankly, kids would look forward to doing and coming to school for, right?
Mhm.
And then on a smaller level, a classroom level or student level, they are in the classrooms partnering with the teachers to determine whether they are doing small group work after direct instruction, whether they're working one-on-one with students, if they are pulling students out of the classroom into the city or office for additional tutoring or mentoring support. Are they doing catch-up work because the
Mhm.
students might be a couple of grades behind in their math or reading, or are they doing keep-up work? Like this was the lesson for the day, and we want to make sure you understand the moving. We offer both. And then I should also mention that after-school programming is something else we provide. So
Okay.
there's homework support as well as enrichment activities based on student interest and student success coach skills.
Okay, that's fantastic. And I appreciate that it is a sort of a program that is both macro and individual in the work that you do. I think that's very important. So can you talk a little bit perhaps about something that the public might not know that City Year provides that you'd like for folks to know?
Yes, I think that folks know a lot that our folks are young and they're enthusiastic and they're energetic. I think people are used to seeing them move through the city in the red jackets in groups and maybe doing high fives or doing that power greeting that we do at our big events or whatnot. I think what they may not realize, though, is that through the years, and we have been in the city since 1997, we have contributed a large number of teachers to the Philadelphia School
Hmm.
District.
Okay.
So many of our young people have not come to City Year thinking that they were going to become teachers.
Mm-hmm.
But after
Mm-hmm.
spending a year or two with us in the schools,
Mm-hmm.
getting to know and love the kids,
Mm-hmm.
understand the school environment, uh,
Mm-hmm.
understanding and falling in love with the school community, they want to stay. And so they are entering, some principals are seeing the talent and hiring them right into the school
Wow.
faculty for the next year. And then they work with them on their certification.
Wow.
Others are going through certification programs, non-traditional ones like Teach for America or
Mm-hmm.
Relay or what have you. And still others are going to Penn or Temple or St. Joe's or other schools for traditional masters and certifications. But we have a number of City Year alums who are teachers in the district. Some of them have climbed to principal status. In fact, one of our principals was one of the district principals who received the Lindback Award, I think now 2 years ago. Lou Costetter was actually a City Year alum when I first started with the organization in 2009. The Lindback
Wow.
Award is one of the highest honors a principal can receive in the city. Um, and so we're proud of that work. We're proud that we're continuing to be a pipeline for the teachers'
Mhm.
pathways because the numbers of teachers signing up are so low
Mhm.
coming out of the colleges, and we need people who are feeling prepared to go into that space and stay in that space for some time. We're proud of our alums who are doing great work in other fields too.
Mhm.
So, they are becoming doctors and nurses and lawyers and business people. They are working in the human services field and social workers and
Mhm.
therapists and what
Mhm.
have you. So the idea of being civically minded and civically engaged has stuck with them after their year of service, the idea that you continue to give back to the community that you're in, that you take on leadership roles, that you are informed as a voter, you are informed as a philanthropist, you are informed as someone who's aware of the current events and how what's happening affects your community, stays with our alums, and we're very proud of that. We recently just honored City Council President Kenyatta Johnson. He was one of the founding staff of City Year Philadelphia.
Wow.
And so to see how his journey of service
Sure.
has continued to this level is a pride
Absolutely.
point for us. So we have a lot of pride points.
And that is so heartwarming. And I think that to hear that it's a pipeline for teachers, I think it's really wonderful that folks are going in and may not have had that as their initial plan, but falling in love with this work and going that route, I think is really a testament to how important it is. And then also just the good work that's being done. Can you
If
talk
I
a
could
little?
also mention, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
sure.
Katrina,
No, no, go ahead.
you know, as we talk about this age group and we
Mhm.
talk about the vibrancy and the potential for the city population to grow, one
Mhm.
of the things also that we're proud of is about 75% of our graduating class of Corps members each year stay in the city. So that's
Okay.
not
Okay.
just people who were born
Yeah.
and raised here staying,
Yeah.
but also people coming from other locations, you know,
Okay.
doing it as well. In addition to the diversity of our teacher pipeline being people of color, at least 25%,
Mhm.
and therefore having the representation that our students deserve in their classrooms.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so thinking about that, I wanted to also ask, you mentioned that City Year is an AmeriCorps program, right?
Mhm.
Can you talk a little bit about how someone can sign up for AmeriCorps and participate in City Year?
Sure. So City Year is one of several AmeriCorps programs, right?
Okay.
AmeriCorps is an umbrella that's really exists to meet many of our country's needs, right?
Mm,
Everything from healthcare to hunger to the climate environment to aging services, education being one of them.
mhm.
Um, right now is a pivotal time to begin the process of recruiting the class for actually our well, you could join us in either our October or January starts. If you were to go to cityyear.org/Philadelphia and see the apply button, we have everything you need to know from the stipend amount to the education award that you receive after your year of service that you can apply towards loans or additional education,
Okay.
to other benefits that we have provide, and also learn about what a day in the life is like and how you'll grow from the experience.
Okay. Great. Great. Um, Can you talk a little bit? You said that folks can apply in the fall, but can you also talk a little bit perhaps about something that you're looking forward to accomplishing in the coming year in 2025?
Yes. So something that we are investing in, look forward to accomplishing this year is really leaning into and acknowledging that City Year is a workforce development program.
Mm,
You know, we have high schoolers, we have folks who have perhaps started their college journey, who are questioning whether they should continue this college journey, whether they should enter college versus pursue something else. And so this time with us is not only about how they can support the students that they are working with, but how are they using this year to learn and grow in terms of some of the soft skills and some of the hard skills needed to be successful in the workforce, right? So, how does time management play into this? How does students being dependent on you being there each and every day factor in? How does working with a team of people who don't share your cultural identity, geographic identity, education identity, how does that all come into play to be successful? Those and so many more skills are things that are taught over the course of this year intentionally, in addition to educating folks about our city, about how our education system operates, about how our government operates, and about how to make change civically.
yeah. Absolutely. And so I had not thought of City Year as a workforce development program. So I appreciate you highlighting that, and it makes perfect sense. And so there's, not only what the youth are doing to provide resources to folks that need, but they also are getting the exposure and development themselves. So that's wonderful to hear.
And we're
You-
leveraging our relationships with corporate sponsors, with
Okay.
individual donors and others to really try to make sure that each student success coach leaves with a clear plan of what they're doing next. And how
Okay.
are we using this year to expose them to some of their interests to inform that plan?
Okay, great. So can you talk a little bit sort of in that vein as well about how folks can support City Year, whether it's either providing opportunities to the youth that are helping to support City Year's work or volunteers or donations? How can folks support City Year?
Sure. Well, I already talked a little bit about recruiting. We're constantly looking for 18 to 25-year-olds. It doesn't have to be the individual themselves, but it could be a family member who's thinking about someone in their family who could benefit from a year with these types of experiences. Could be a neighbor, a mentor thinking about a mentee, or any other types of connections. But we also look at donations of all forms. So you can
Okay.
certainly go to our website and make a donation. Again, www.cityyear.org/Philadelphia. We also look at corporate sponsorships and major gifts from individual donors and foundations and family foundations. Folks who might have knowledge of government opportunities for funding and others private sources, we're always open to those as well.
Okay, great. Thank you. And so we will certainly put that information in the show notes and are very happy to hear about all of the work that City Year is doing and how the youth are both being such a positive influence in the schools as well as also being contributed to and grown professionally. So thank you, Daryl. Thank you for spending this time helping us to learn more about City Year. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much again for the opportunity, Katrina.
Take care.
You too.